if you are going to put up a Quonset hut. So first of all, we have a cement pad down for the base of our...
concrete slab.
It's a concrete slab?
Yes, monolithic concrete slab.
Say again?
Monolithic concrete slab.
Okay. And so the lesson, and it has radiant floor heating in it. So 2 lessons with that really quick that we learned is, first of all, make sure you get your spacing with the tubes correct the first time, because it really does need to be done properly with adequate spacing for everything. And if you have done it all or mostly done and you find that the spacing for some of it needs to be redone, it is worth taking it all up and doing it again for adequate spacing. There are plans for a reason, and if your wife has issues with redoing something, just let her walk away. Just let her walk away. It's gonna be fine. Lesson number 2 is the thickness of the pad. What is really needed is, how thick should it be?
Depends. Most people pour a 4-inch pad for a house.
Most people pour 4-inch. Lesson learned. Ours is 6 inches. So, unnecessary, but it is what it is.
It was a good unnecessary because it became more.
Okay, so most people do 4. We did 6, apparently on purpose, although he did think about it afterwards because he didn't realize how thick it was going to be. Correct?
Yeah, but it holds more thermal mass than a 4-inch pad.
Right.
Yeah.
So at first you thought it was a mistake, then you're like, you know what, it's actually better this way. Correct?
Yep.
Okay. So next we have a 4-foot wall on either side of the Quonset hut that we put and again, we're going to show you pictures of this at the end of this. We put 4-foot walls up, so this is how Damon did that.
Typically, the company says you put all the arch together, stick it up as one unit.
No, I meant the 4-foot walls, the cement walls.
I laid concrete block and core filled.
And what?
Core filled up.
So he just put the concrete block down and then he filled it with concrete. And then he put concrete over the concrete.
I put surface bonded cement over the concrete block.
Okay.
Because I did dry stack.
So that was that. And then, so he thought, because we had seen a YouTube video, or he had seen a YouTube of a couple doing it by themselves. However, the peak of our Quonset hut is 16 feet high.
Right around there. Give or take some inches.
So he thought we could build the arch and get it up, just the 2 of us. That cannot be done.
Fail.
I don't care who you are, unless you are both the Hulk, it's not going to happen, even with a tractor. And so what we did for the first, I guess, 8 arches is we had help. We had 8 different people over, and we rented a scissor lift. Damon was at the top. Everybody else pushed the arch up, and we put it in place, and we tightened down the screws. And then gradually what happened was it was getting harder and harder and harder, because believe it or not, Quonset hut aluminum is not as, it's a little bit more flimsy.
It's galvanized steel, not
than you would think it is.
galvanized steel, not
It's galvanized steel, whatever it is. It's a little bit more flimsy than you would think it is, and it does have to, it can be bent. that goes up. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces. 3 in the middle, 2 on each end. And so it is best, how it works best is if you get one side up, then the other side up, loosely bolted in, and then scissor lift. We put the roof on upside down on the scissor lift, lifted it in place, and then Damon flipped it over to put, and then we loosely bolted that in. So that is what we highly recommend. It works with just 3 people because you need, again, we found this out too, you need one person on one side on the scissor lift, you need another person on the other side to do that side, and then you need a third person holding the ladder for the person on the ladder. That's what we learned. So 3 people, and then you can do it. So we'll drop the pictures, and we will show a video of us putting it up in time lapse, so you can see that being done. And if you have any questions, please reach out to the Quonset Hut company that you purchased it for directions. And what we did was we bought some Quonset Hut pieces from not a yard sale, but from like
We bought a whole
the
kit.
marketplace.
We bought a whole kit off of someone.
But it didn't come with the directions. And so we bought extra pieces from the Quonset Hut people to extend the building. Those did not come with directions because we just bought pieces. What we found out is that they are very, very helpful, and let us know and we'll tell you what company that we got the pieces from. But they were very, very helpful, and they said, well, next time just ask for the instructions ahead of time because we're happy to help. And the guy was on the phone with Damon, and he talked him through things and gave us solutions, and that's what gave Damon the idea of how to piece it up. So next steps is framing the end walls and doing the framing on the inside, and so that comes next. Is there anything that you would like to add?
No.
I would ask if there's anything I got wrong, but we very clearly see that he has no problems interrupting in order to make sure I have that correct information. No, that's a video.